Welcome back to 102.7 Shop FM. It is Wednesday night. We are Nerds of the North. I am DJ Bodabo.
I am DJ Padawan.
Off the top of the show there, we had Shouted Out Loud by Kiss. And from Lindsey Sterling and Kurt Hugo Schneider was the Pokemon theme. Very catchy tune there.
Oh, yes.
There was a little bit of relation why I was playing the Pokemon theme.
There always is a relation as to why we play our music.
Sometimes. Sometimes it's...
Well, no, there always is. Sometimes it's to our news. Sometimes we want to listen to it.
Sometimes we want to listen to it. Sometimes we want to get back at somebody who might be listening. You never know.
You hear that, Cartania? Don't make me play Frozen.
You never know. You never know. But yeah, I'll get to the Pokemon news right now since I mentioned it. Pokemon, they're calling it Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have been announced. So these are obviously remakes of the Ruby and Sapphire, which were from the Game Boy Advance in 2003.
If I remember correctly, that's I'm trying to remember the name of the starters. It's got that weird little fire.
I know.
Fire rat.
I can't even. I don't even want to try and guess. There's after the first generation.
Cyndaquil.
Yeah. I think that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds right.
I know it's Cyndaquil. I can't remember the other two.
They'll probably come back to me during the show.
Oh, probably.
So, anyways, these are being remade and released onto the 3DS. And these are going to be due out in November. So that's
Pokemon Forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think they released too many details on this. I'm looking forward to it. This is one remake. I know we hate on remakes on the show quite a lot. It depends on what it is. Obviously, video games can go either
See, that's
way.
the thing. I can't hate on remakes of video games because one of my favorite video games is the remake of Ocarina of Time. Just because having it on the 3DS is great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good news. I'll get to. There wasn't too many game releases, upcoming game releases. Peggle 2 was released today on the 360. I believe it was already out on the Xbox One. That was one of the games that, unless that's a different version of it, I can't remember. But on May 9th, a game called Bound by Flame. Mm-hmm. It's an action RPG. It actually sounds really cool. I was reading the description about it. That's being released for the PS3, the PS4, the 360, and the PC.
Okay.
May 13th is Borderlands 2 for the Vita. Woo. Which I noticed Microplay. You said
it was a Borderlands 1 bundle, I believe.
Okay, but it's already released, right? The Slim is out.
The Slim The Slim is out. It's out in Canada now.
Okay.
What you're seeing at Microplay that they brought in was a Japanese import.
Yes. I would. I'd want to buy that if I was going to get a PSP.
It's white and lime green.
I know, but that's the thing. You're never going to see anybody else with it.
I don't want a Vita that looks like a key lime pie.
I know, but still, you're never going to see anybody else with it. And
the thing is, I don't think I'm entirely sold on the Slim Vita myself. I am an owner of an original quality Vita, and I love the original quality Vita.
If I go down there and that thing's still there.
Oh, it's going to be pulling money out of your pocket?
Probably. And
just
I
like
really
Deadpool's swords?
There, because I really hope that Facebook ad on there pulled some weight, so we'll see.
Well, hopefully it does the same for you, because I was actually debating on going down to Microplay before the show today.
Let's see. I might go down there. May 13th, Soul Sacrifice Delta.
Okay.
For some reason, I did not write what platform that is coming out on. I would imagine PlayStation 3 or 4. Okay. Another gaming news. Mm-hmm. The Wii U. Nintendo's come out and announced the lifetime sales of the Wii U. 6.17 million. I'm guessing worldwide. I don't know, that seems kind of strange compared to when you look at the PS4.
That's the thing, the Wii U has been a very slow seller.
Yeah.
It's just because Nintendo doesn't have the product out there for it right now.
In the same article, they were talking about all the losses, all the annual losses, and just it wasn't good news. I didn't want to write any of it down. I don't know. I don't really like talking about it. Like I think Nintendo will be fine.
Nintendo is going to survive.
I don't even want to go there. Microsoft. This is. I don't know. This is obvious to me. Microsoft has filed a patent for a smartwatch. This is old news anyways. The patent I think was filed in 2012. This is just coming out. It's funny because I was listening to Major Nelson's podcast.
Yes.
I used to listen to it like a lot, almost every week. Now I catch it here and there. I happened to catch an episode where he and another Microsoft employee were talking, and that employee mentioned that he got to see something behind the scenes at Microsoft recently. They couldn't. They wouldn't say anything about it. Like they would just say like that it's really cool and that like they really hope that this is going to be like the next thing or whatever. Like, but all the hype around either smartwatches or something to do with phones. I don't think it was particular around gaming because that employee was focused in the Windows area, and if he would find something cool, it was probably in the phone department. But I don't know.
Well, my number one issue with watches is you see the size of this wrist? I can't get a watch that fits.
Well, that's the thing. So when you look at the Pebble, they released the new Pebble, the Pebble 2. Pretty much has custom bands, so you can it looks like you can pretty much hook up any band you want kind of to it. Obviously they have different variations.
Yeah.
But anyways, Microsoft going for a smartwatch, kind of obvious for me. I would imagine Apple's probably doing the same thing. There's a lot of companies.
I know they have said that they are doing one, because I saw that article.
Yeah.
And it was right there up in the headline that everybody else is following suit.
Oh yeah,
they're all jumping on the watch.
When I first seen the Pebble, I was like, that is a really good idea, and I guarantee you everybody's gonna hop out.
Even right now, because I was just at Rogers.
Yeah.
Right. The Samsung 5.
Yeah.
They have a watch that you can get with it.
Yeah.
So
well, okay. Yeah, that was the first. That was the first one, other than the Pebble. I think that was the first one to come out second to the Pebble. Activision has come out and said the Destiny beta will be out in July.
Interesting.
The game is due out in September 9th. I can't remember, was there any requirements of how to get the beta, or you just have to...
More than likely just going to be an email thing.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if you had, I don't know, if it came with a previous buy or something. I think it did. I can't...
I'm not sure.
Anyways, the game is due out September 9th for the PS4, the PS3, the 360, and the Xbox One. There's been a lot of talk about the cost of this game, how it's potentially the most expensive game, or cost the most to produce. When you look at games like Grand Theft Auto and other games like that, those are big ticket games right there. Destiny, I could see that, but also it's a pretty big risk being a new IP. Obviously, it has a lot of hype around it because
it's a new IP, but
it has Bungie.
It's coming from Bungie.
Yeah.
And Bungie's got a fan base that's so dedicated to Bungie, so...
That's the thing. I would imagine it's going to do pretty good, but there's always, I don't know.
There's always the fear of a hit and miss, but I'm hoping more for a hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. A little bit of E3 hype building up.
Does this have something to do with Star Wars?
Yeah, I just wrote it down.
Yeah.
I just wrote it down because they released a list of games that are apparently going to be at E3, whether they're playable or just trailers or whatever. I think that's what the list is for. So yeah, Battlefront is going to be making
Battlefront 3.
Yeah, Battlefront is going to be making an appearance. Hopefully, I would imagine it's going to be playable at this point. At this point, it's got to be playable. So
I am just excited because this game died, then came back, then died, then came back, and it's been picked up by DICE now, and
you cannot destroy it. It will survive forever.
You cannot destroy anything that Star Wars fans want.
Oh yeah,
because they will find a way to get it.
Well, that's the thing. There's so many of them. We will give you our money. Just give us what we want.
I read an article at some point. The Star Wars franchise. Do you know how much revenue the franchise of Star Wars makes a year?
Can you even calculate such a number?
It's around 10 billion.
Oh yeah,
is what the revenue of Star Wars
I could totally see
makes
that.
a year.
I don't doubt it.
Now that's between movies, toys, memorabilia, merch.
Probably even licensing and other...
That's down to Star Wars disposable party plates, okay?
Yeah.
It's everything Star Wars.
Yeah, I could see that. EA is going to be revealing apparently 6 new projects at E3. The article before that, funny, was Need for Speed isn't going to be one of them. Apparently they're skipping over Need for Speed this year. They're probably going for another driving game, I would imagine.
Entirely possible. They've got to put something behind the wheel.
Yeah, I would imagine. So, I don't know, that's interesting. EA... But that could be anything ranging from Kinect games to sports games to...
I hope it's not Kinect games.
Who knows? Like EA, I hate when EA and Activision go into the Kinect realm. I like seeing indie companies or even Ubisoft. Ubisoft has some great ideas. I don't like when the big wigs get in there and just want to make a simple game for $1. I don't know. It's just... I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Titanfall sells nearly 1 million units on Xbox and PC. I don't know if that's combined, or I would imagine that's combined. Titanfall, that sounds good. This is over a 3-week period. I don't know. I think it's been out for a little longer than that now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's apparently doing pretty well. And then also EA has come out and said that they want to continue working with Respawn Entertainment, which is, they obviously work together on Titanfall. They're going to be working together probably to continue either DLC or support for this game. Who knows if they'll continue down the line with anything. I'll just mention, like, Respawn Entertainment is the studio that Jason West and Vince Zampella made after departing Activision. For I don't know if it was Infinity Ward or the Call of Duty franchise, I'll say. Yeah. After that, there was a big deal out of them leaving. In other news, World of Warcraft.
Yes.
The new expansion.
Come on already.
I know. No, I'm not going to say it. Can't say it.
I don't even care.
I know.
I stopped caring at Cataclysm.
I know.
And I got suckered for Pandaria.
See, that's the thing. I bought Pandaria. I think I played for maybe...
I played for about a month and then not doing it.
Yeah.
There's just too many fundamental game changes. I couldn't get into it anymore.
Yeah. So the new expansion has exceeded 1 million pre-orders. That's pre-order only started on March 10th, so that's reasonable. But WoW subscriptions have dropped slightly to 7.6 million from 7.8, I guess.
Yeah, remember it wasn't too long ago that they were over 10.
It is. That's the thing. It is in trend though. Before an expansion comes out, before like subscriptions just drop lately. I guess people, if they're gonna take a break, it might as well be before the expansion comes out. And then when it comes out,
and you can't count their numbers right after an expansion either, because people are going to try it, but not many of them stick around.
That's the thing. Yeah. So WoW, that's the thing. I think at their highest point, what were they at? They were up at
12.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah. It was. I think it was maybe slightly a bit more, but it was around there. So I don't know. That's kind of. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Blizzard does next for. They got to do something else eventually. Like, they have their franchises. Obviously, the names. Like, you either make a World of Warcraft,
or you make a StarCraft.
That's the thing. If you're, I don't know. It just. I want to see.
Blizzard's got a plan somewhere. What that plan is, I have no idea.
I know. I'm just interested. I want to know what it is.
Somewhere in a drawer, there's a sword of 1,000 truths.
Yeah. I thought this was interesting. I thought I'd write it down. The Mortal Kombat creator is counting down to something on Twitter, and he's doing it in like code form.
And we've all been told it is not Mortal Kombat coming to the Wii U.
That's the thing. So, the countdown apparently leads up to just before E3, around June 2nd. NetherRealm, their studio, had the last released Injustice Gods Among Us, which wasn't too long ago. I remember talking about that on the show.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good game.
Then there's been rumors of a sequel of that game, so it could
There was an expansion already.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It could be that, but it's been 2 years since the last Mortal Kombat. You never know. You never know. Just saying. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned this with the EA stuff. I've been pumped for this. Been waiting for it. I was actually talking to my cousin about this. I believe it was 2 days before they announced this. NHL 15. It's that time of season. I knew it was during the playoffs. They announced the cover vote for the cover for NHL 15. So if you are an NHL player, get out there and vote for the cover of the game, because you know it all matters. It's a different guy every year, you know. You got to cover.
When I bought my NHL 14, there was like 3 different covers I picked up with it.
Yeah, but Kevin said he had the. It was either the French ones. It was the Montreal, right? You had a Montreal cover and a.
I got the standard cover and then the Canadiens cover.
Yes. The game. They didn't release release date for the game, but in typical fashion, it's in September. They just have it labeled as fall 2014. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit later than the previous games, considering they are releasing this on PS3, 360, Xbox One, and PS4.
Okay.
So they are, but I don't know. Again, it worries me. They have been talking about they hired somebody. It happened to be a friend of a friend, apparently, from somebody who works on the NHL franchise, to work on the puck engine, the physics for the puck just in the game itself. They've been wanting to work on that for years and years. Okay. And apparently they've improved upon it, so I don't know, I'm pumped for it. I've been playing a lot of NHL recently, as you can tell.
You've never not been playing a lot of NHL.
I know, it's the only thing I play now.
Get back into Diablo 3.
I don't know if you've seen this. This I thought was pretty outrageous. A company called Analog Interactive.
The $500 NES?
Yes, but okay, so before this company made a wooden Neo Geo.
I remember that.
I remember this. They made a wooden Neo Geo. I can't remember whatever happened to that. They probably made it in limited units. Probably the same as this. I don't know how many units they're going to be able to sell. Anyways, yes, a $500 NES system made out of a single block of aluminum alloy. Obviously, it has the NES parts into it. They say it's gonna work with all the controllers, even third-party ones and stuff you maybe wouldn't think would.
And it's also gonna play Famicom.
Yeah. Didn't the original NES play Famicom anyways?
There was a trick you had to modify your NES slightly to get it to play Famicom.
So yeah, it is nice to see this. And then on the website it also says it's the only product built with original hardware. So obviously the only NES on the market built with original hardware. So it's interesting. I don't know what's
maybe Nintendo had a graveyard of parts.
Maybe I wouldn't be surprised, really.
Who knows?
And then so $500. If you add an extra $50 onto that, you can get an anodized color. Instead of just the regular aluminum color, you can get red, blue, black, or pink.
You know what? I'm going to unbox or pull out of storage. That's what I mean by unboxing.
Your N64?
No, I'll just pull out my original NES.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I still have mine, but like.
And that's the thing.
This is for the serious.
Nintendo needs to come out with a system and just call it the Nintendo. Because while as kids we called the system Nintendo.
Yeah.
It was the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Forget this Wii, forget this Wii U. Your next system, call it the Nintendo.
Yeah. You heard it here, Nerds of the North. We called it. Breaking news. Okay, that's it for gaming news.
That's it for gaming news? Okay, then we've hit our halfway point on Chop FM here, so it's time for our nostalgic break. Now, some of the songs that we're going to play do have a bearing in what I'm going to be talking about afterwards for movie news and entertainment news. And some of them are just because, well, I feel like listening to them. So we're going to kick you off here with our nostalgic break on 102.7 Chop FM with Turtle Power by Partners in Crime. And we're back on 102.7 Chop FM. We are the Nerds of the North, and that was our nostalgic break. Started you off with Turtle Power by Partners in Crime. That can be found during the credits of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Secondly there, we had from the Sailor Moon soundtrack, Give Me the Strength to Carry On. I believe this is the song that is played when they are challenging Queen Beryl at the end of Season 1. And to finish off there, that is the best game show I ever watched as a kid, and the reason I passed geography. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Now, they did have an animated cartoon about it, but the game show is where it's at.
That's the thing. I am old enough. I just caught the game show. I don't know if it was, I guess it was all reruns or...
More than likely, because I was watching it live.
Yeah, so that was the thing. It was still reruns when I was young. I did remember seeing the animated as well. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really into both of them, really. Like, I remember watching the game show. Like, I was too young. I was kind of confused by what it was all about.
Why are you teaching me stuff? You're TV. You're supposed to be entertaining.
It was weird at that point. So, I don't know.
Alrighty, well, DJ Padawan here, and it's time for some entertainment news. So, for those of you who have been paying attention to it, there has been a new trailer released for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. It's very tricky to spot it as the new trailer, however, because it is the original trailer with some additional scenes worked into the middle of it. And those additional scenes, we not only get to fully see Raphael, Donatello, and Leo as well, because we saw a little bit of Leo but more Michelangelo during the original trailer.
Yeah.
We get to hear all their voices, with the exception of what Shredder sounds like, who you also get to see in the costume briefly, what Splinter sounds like, and what Leonardo sounds like. I already know who's voicing Leonardo, and I'm not happy about it, but the other two seem to be okay.
See, the other two, that's pretty big. Like, that's pretty big to leave that out.
Yeah, I do like the fact that they show Michelangelo not only on a skateboard, but a powered skateboard, because there were clearly thrusters on the back of that. Looks like Donnie's been having some fun.
It looks like the Turtles have some cool gadgets.
It does, and
sure
they've been making a big deal about, check out all these new photos of April O'Neil.
No jumpsuit.
It's a girl standing there in front of a table full of weapons with a yellow jacket.
Yeah.
Okay. The original film did this as well, where they had her in a yellow raincoat. I'm not talking, I don't need you to be in a solid, only one-piece jumpsuit. Could you not, keep the yellow leather jacket, that's fine. Put on some yellow pants. Just make an attempt at making yourself April O'Neil.
There is a way to be still kind of fashionable. Like, I believe Megan Fox is wearing yellow and red, right?
I'm not sure.
I think she has a little bit of red.
I think it's a red liner on the inside of the yellow jacket.
Maybe that's the thing, but that's the thing. If you were to wear yellow pants, yellow jacket, and maybe even a yellow, not belt, but something in the middle, or just something to split it up. Obviously, it doesn't have to be all yellow, but yeah.
The closest thing we got to a yellow jumpsuit was from TMNT, the animated film in 2007.
Personally, I cannot go this. I cannot pinpoint, I don't know, I'm not this hardcore at Turtles. It's not, obviously it's not that big of a deal, but if you want to be true to the original...
If you want to pull the fans in, you go as true to the originals as you possibly can, and you will put people in seats.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So, hurry up and give us the yellow jumpsuit.
Do you think Domino's will make an appearance? After not being in the second one, right? It wasn't.
They weren't in the second one, no, because it was Roy's Pizza.
Yeah, but what's
because they didn't want to use a Domino's employee.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that was the tie-in, right? Because Kino was the delivery.
Okay, then what do you think they'll do this time? They're guarantee you there's a company out there that approached them and asked them.
Oh, you know
guarantee.
it. You know it. I can't...
Who wants to be the official pizza of the Turtles?
Precisely. Who wants to be the one doing that? I don't know.
Okay.
Now, X-Men Days of Future Past has released 23 new character posters. So you get to see what all the characters in the film are going to be looking like.
That's pretty good.
They have finally put Professor X in his hover chair. Although it doesn't look much like a hover chair, it looks like he's just floating. Because it's not much of a chair, it's a frame that floats that he's in. So, you tried it, it looks decent, but I still want the silver chair from the cartoons. Come on, that's what I want. Now, they have also put the tickets up on sale. Advanced sales have gone on for X-Men Days of Future Past. And with the advanced sales already coming in, they are predicting an opening weekend of 125 million.
It's going to be big either way.
If it's 125 million, so far that would be the blockbuster of May.
I could see it be. It's gonna be the biggest in the month, most likely. It has Godzilla to compete with.
It has Amazing Spider-Man 2. Moving on to my next topic.
But that's
kicked off the summer blockbusters with a $92 million opening
wait,
weekend.
You're talking summer blockbuster or May blockbuster?
They are it's technically I should say the summer blockbusters. Okay. So X-Men has potential.
Maybe.
It depends on how well you're going to have to be dealing with the rest of the stuff coming out this summer, because there's some major titles coming this summer.
That's true.
Matt Damon has been pestered, I'm sure, a lot by all kinds of fans and press about whether or not he would return to the role of Jason Bourne. And he has said, of course, he will gladly return to the role of Jason Bourne. 2 conditions. It must be a good screenplay, and Paul Greengrass must be the director. He was the one that Matt Damon worked with on the original Bournes.
See, I find this strange because they tried starting
They did try starting anew, but they did this exact same thing with James Bond. It was Sean Connery for a little while, then it was somebody else, and then Sean Connery came back.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know, man. Like, it was a good story and everything, but that's the thing. They're going to have to go and...
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be well written.
That's the thing. That's why he says it has to be a good screenplay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could go yay or nay.
Like, that's the thing. I don't want them to just keep doing it until it's totally dead. Like,
yeah.
It's got to be quality. Like, it's that's the thing. I don't mind Matt Damon at all. Like, in a few roles, he's annoying to me, but like, I don't mind him at all. Like, I can watch a movie with him.
I really liked him in Dogma.
Okay, yeah.
That was a good role.
You can't hate him in that. You can't.
I don't believe in voodoo. Great role.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know there's some people out there that don't like Matt Damon or what's his face.
Anybody you talk to is going to have an actor that they don't like.
I know, yeah, that's the thing. But
So, not much you can do about it. Now, the RoboCop Blu-ray will be coming out next month, and it's advertising that it has an hour of extra features. They're making a big deal about it having 1 hour of extra features. Why? Why do you think that an hour of extra features is a big deal?
Wait, sorry, when did you say they're releasing this Blu-ray?
June.
Okay.
It comes out on digital pre-release this month.
I remember when we were in the car after we watched it, we were like, I am buying this movie. Yeah.
I do want to pick it up, but it's not got anything I want for special features.
Yeah,
an hour? That's ridiculous.
Nothing. Yeah, that is nothing.
Let's look at each individual Lord of the Rings film.
Yeah.
You're looking at a 3-hour documentary minimum.
Yeah.
And that's not even going into the extendeds.
Yeah.
I have the extended appendices, and you are looking at almost 6 hours per movie.
It'll be interesting to see because, RoboCop was partially filmed in Toronto.
Yes.
See, that's the thing with movies like that. Like,
it was at the convention center, actually.
How much behind the scenes can there really be for something like this? I don't think this is one of those kind of movies that's like all well together kind of stuff, even like Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. Like that's a well put together team that they work together like.
Okay.
But like,
moving on to the next topic.
Okay.
The Aliens films have 3 hours each movie.
Okay.
If you look at the Alien quadrilogy set, there is a disc in there that's called the Alien Archive.
Yeah.
And each movie has a 3-hour documentary about the making of it.
See, that I do agree that 1 hour is kind of short, especially when they usually include to these times that they add up for bonus features is commentaries.
Yeah, and if they're counting the commentary track,
there is no.
They can't.
There is
because
no
the movie is longer than an hour.
Yeah, so that's kind of no.
Oh well. So I did see a little bit of interesting news about Matt Smith, our most recent Doctor.
Doctor Who?
Precisely. He has decided to, well, not decided, this has been a while since we all know that he's not playing the Doctor anymore.
Yes.
But after he put away the screwdriver and hung up the fez, he's apparently picked up a laser gun. Because Matt Smith has a primary role in the Terminator reboot.
That's pretty intense. Terminator, see who's gonna be starring in this? Have they?
Arnold.
Yeah, okay. They're bringing Arnold back.
And that's about all I know.
It's gonna be...
It's gonna be interesting. I'd like to see Matt Smith in it. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
I want to see what else he does. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Now, The Hobbit has come out and stated their release date. We will see the third Hobbit film on December 17th. And they've given a quick change to the title. It shall be known as The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies.
Seems suitable.
This is going to be where Bilbo gets his mithril shirt.
This is going to be an epic movie.
Oh yes, considering one of the production crew, I can't remember the exact name when I read the
It's all
posting.
Gonna be all action.
He had said, Smaug is going to mess stuff up.
Period.
Yes, Smaug is going to cause some serious damage.
Yeah.
Direct it more towards the orcs and we're all good.
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait for this movie. Can't wait. I'm not looking forward to next winter, but I can't wait for that movie.
Yes, we don't want it to be another minus 26 while we're doing our cinema review.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, there was a sci-fi series that got canceled a week or two ago. And it was a popular sci-fi series. Starring Carl Urban from Lord of the Rings,
Yep.
from Dread. And even from the Star Trek films. Almost Human has been canceled, even though it had so much potential. You could do so much with the storyline, and it was a popular show.
How long did it run for?
I'm not sure.
It was more...
I think it was 2 seasons.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Might only be 1 season. But it's... Yeah, apparently, if you're a sci-fi show, and you're successful... And you're on Fox, you're getting canceled.
That's the thing. When you, I was reading IGN, there's so much Fox news right now. Fox has a pretty big reputation for switching around shows a lot anyways.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's unfortunate that we had this happen. We now have potentially another Firefly incident.
Yeah.
Because we lost Firefly.
Well, hopefully, that's the thing, man. With with Kickstarter and stuff like that, and hopefully with a big enough fan base, if
they can pull off what the Firefly fans pulled off,
yeah,
all the power to them. That was an amazing feat what Firefly fans pulled off to get Serenity made.
Yeah, when you think about it, like that is pretty epic.
If you don't believe me, everyone, log into Netflix. You want to look at a video called I think it's something like Long Live the Browncoats or something.
Okay, yeah.
It's under the documentaries. Almost all of the Firefly crew are in it. And it's just, you get to see how this came to be, why this came to be, and it's a good watch. It's a solid watch.
Yep.
Now, moving on for our movie releases. We do have 2 films coming out into theaters this week that are worth noting. One is Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return. This has an all-star cast. like Patrick Stewart, Martin Short, Dan Aykroyd. For a cartoon, I'm going to see this because this looks interesting.
That sounds pretty good.
And I believe we have the Seth Rogen comedy Neighbors.
I'm kind of interested in it. It seems a little strange. I don't know.
It does seem strange, but it is going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Now, there is a whole lot that came out onto Blu-ray this week. And all of it seems to have a similar theme. I'll start with the ones that don't have a theme. Blazing Saddles, the 40th Anniversary Edition. I want to get this. This is a great film, Blazing Saddles.
I would imagine this one would be packed.
One of Mel Brooks's finest.
Yeah. I was just going to mention Mel Brooks before that, but I would imagine this one comes with a whole lot of special features.
I'm certain it does.
Being a 40th anniversary.
I'm certain it will.
Yeah.
It's got to. Then we have the Clint Eastwood drama, Bridges of Madison County. Mm-hmm. Yay. Not a fan of this film.
Yeah.
I know it front to back because I've seen it way too many times, but I'm not a fan of it. Now, the main theme, we have the Godzilla films have been released onto Blu-ray, and they are in the following sets. You can get Godzilla vs. Desodroya and Godzilla vs. Megagarus on one Blu-ray. Then you have Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla vs. Mothra in one set. Then you have Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster as one set. Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster as another. Godzilla Final Wars and Tokyo SOS, which Final Wars is great because you get to see Godzilla put the Godzilla from the Matthew Broderick film in its place in 10 seconds. It is amazing. It tries a tail swipe, it misses, Godzilla breathes on it once, and it drops dead. It was fantastic. And lastly, you have Godzilla on Monster Island. Now, there are a few Godzilla films that were left out from this release. I believe the original Godzilla film has already made it to Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But the other ones that have been left out are Godzilla vs. Frankenstein and Godzilla vs. King Kong. Those ones have been left out. No big deal. They're some of the smaller ones in the franchise. These are the big ones.
Yep.
And yeah, with the upcoming Godzilla film, I've heard that they've changed the origin story. I've heard that they've changed a lot of stuff to Godzilla. You know what? I don't care because I am looking forward to two giant monsters going into a death match in the middle of a city. This is why I went and saw Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
And this is going to be amazing.
I was just going to say ever since Pacific
Rim, giant monsters beating the crap out of each other have never looked so cool.
Yeah.
Come on, Godzilla, let's see if you can pull it off.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Now, there is one last piece of news I want to note. Lionsgate Films. This is the company that's been behind Divergent, the Twilight franchise, and the Hunger Games. They have signed a contract with a company from our childhoods for another live-action film. And that company is Saban. And if you don't know where Saban comes from, 20 years ago, yes, 20 years ago,
I was 3 years old.
20 years ago, Power Rangers came to American TV and Canadian TV at the same time. Now, I'm well aware that Power Rangers is a couple of new scenes that they filmed, then split into a big hack job of a Super Sentai series. I understand that, but the same thing was done with Voltron. Same thing was done with a lot of Japanese shows back then. Saban has had two previous live-action films. They were produced by Fox.
Yep.
You had Power Rangers the movie, and then you had Turbo. Turbo wasn't any good. Not at all. All I can say is when I saw this news, I saw one thing in mind. I want to see a theatrical film based on the evil Green Ranger. When the Green Ranger first shows up, when he's under Rita's control and he's beating the Power Rangers, I want to see that because I would love to see, especially if they do it with the new CGI to make the Megazord and everything look fantastic, I would love to see the Megazord go after the Dinozord.
See that
This is going to be great.
Even I somewhat agree with this because I when I was younger I wasn't too much of a Power Rangers fan. When I was into it for a little bit and then I kind of got over it.
Yeah.
But I do remember the green.
I can guarantee you, if I were to start playing, like start humming the theme right now,
Yeah.
you would immediately know
When
and
the-
recognize the theme to summon the Dragonzord.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So like, but that storyline I think would even bring a lot of the original watchers back in. Don't start.
I'm not doing it, but now it's stuck in my head.
End the show. End the show.
Okay, so thank you very much for listening to us. This has been the Nerds of the North for this fantastic Wednesday evening. Going to leave you with a song here as we pack up and head home. Here is, well, it's another cartoon song. This is the Transformers theme from the first Transformers film by Lion. This is, well, yeah, Lion's the group that did it, so here is the Transformers theme. Good night, folks.